Hello students, welcome to this physics class. Today we will discuss about your first unit, which is electrostatics. Students, what this term electrostatics means? It is simply the study of charges at rest. The study of charges at rest. This electrostatics is divided into two parts. First is electric charges and fields, which is chapter first of your NCERT book, and second is electrostatic potential and capacitance, which is your chapter second in your NCERT book. We have to focus here on this chapter first, which is about electric charges and fields. First thing is that what is this charge? I think you all have idea about the electric charges, how they can be produced. We can produce charges by means of friction. One of the method is by friction we can produce charges. So what happens when you rub two bodies together? Charges are produced on both the bodies. One body acquires positive charge and other body acquires equal amount of negative charge. So the body which is negatively charged has excess of electrons, while the body which is positively charged has lack of electrons, or you may say that excess of protons. So basically first thing you should know is that what this charge is. What this charge is. So it is simply the property of a body due to which it has a tendency to attract or repels another body. So charges are of two types. You all know that positive and negative. And you all have idea about the basic unit of charge, which is the charge on an electron, that is equals to 1.6 into 10⁻⁹ coulomb. This coulomb is the SI unit of charge. Standard SI unit of charge is coulomb. And also you have the CGS unit of charge, which we call as the stat coulomb. Now we will discuss few properties of electric charges. So if we discuss the properties of charge, you have one property is that charge is conserved. Charge is conserved. First property, so we have to discuss property of charges, and the first is charge is conserved. Charge is conserved. And the second property you may talk is about the additive property of charge. Additive property. It means that you can simply add the charges algebraically, as the charges are scalar. So you can add them algebraically. For example, if the net charge is Q, that may be the outcome of Q1 plus Q2 minus Q3 plus Q4 and so on. So this is simply the additive property of charges. The third important property of the charge is the quantization of charge. Quantization of charge. What does quantization of charge means? It means that when a charge is transferred from one body to another body, it will always be some integral multiple of the basic unit of charge, that is the charge on an electron. That is, you may write mathematically that Q is equals to NE, where N is some integer. N is some integer. It means when charge get transferred from one body to another, it may be some multiple of the basic charge, that is the charge on an electron. You can't transfer half electron of charge, 2/3 electron of charge, and so on. As these properties are concerned, that first is for an isolated system, charge is conserved. Second is the additive property, which is based on the scalar nature of charge. And the last one, most important property, is the quantization of charge, which is Q equals to Ne. So, where N must be some integer. N must be some integer. Okay. Now, as you already know, that like charges repel, while unlike charges attract. Like charges repel means if you have two positive charges here, they are like, the force between them is of repulsive nature. While if you have unlike charges, one positive, other negative, they will attract one another. After this, we will discuss about the Coulomb's law, one of the most important law of this chapter. So, Coulomb's law. This law gives the force between two charges, either attractive or repulsive. What the statement is? Suppose if you consider two charges Q1 and Q2, they are placed r distance apart, then there is a force between these two charges. Either the force will be of repulsive nature or of attractive nature, depending upon the nature of charge. If the charges are like, the force will be repulsive, and according to this Coulomb's law, this force is directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So if you combine these two, you have K Q1 Q2 over R square. Here K is the proportionality constant, which we call as the electrostatic force constant. And in CGS system, the value of K is found to be 1. But in SI system, the value of K is found to be 9 into 10 power 9 Newton meter square Coulomb to the power -2, which will further be equals to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught. This term is new for you, epsilon naught. Epsilon naught. This epsilon naught is simply the absolute permittivity of free space. This epsilon naught is called absolute permittivity of free space. Of free space or medium. Free space or vacuum. If the medium between the charges is air or vacuum, then the formula we have from the Coulomb's law will be F equals to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 over R square. If the medium is other than air or vacuum, then this term epsilon naught gets replaced by another term which we call as the permittivity of the medium, represented by epsilon. So for medium, other than air, we have this epsilon naught gets replaced with epsilon. So you can write the Coulomb force in a medium as 1 over 4 pi epsilon q1 q2 over r square. Here this epsilon is called the permittivity of the medium. We can have the value of this epsilon also from simple calculations as 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught is equals to 9 into 10 power 9. So from here you have epsilon naught as 8.854 into 10 power minus 12 Newton. The unit is Newton inverse meter to the power minus 2 into Coulomb square. Newton inverse meter to the power minus 2 Coulomb square. You can have the unit from here. So this we call as this is simply the value of the epsilon naught, which we call as the absolute permittivity of free space or vacuum. So after this we will continue further with its vector form, Coulomb's law in vector form.